This week we have a new moon solar eclipse at 19 degrees of Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new weekly intuitive energy forecast for the week of Monday, April 8th through Sunday, April 14th, 2024. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, it's Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, and we're here to do the weekly energy forecast. It's going to be an exciting one because we have a new moon solar eclipse coming up. For this weekly intuitive energy forecast, we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. This will be the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, it's going to be coming from the Gateway of Light Activation Cards by Kyle Gray. And because we have a new moon solar eclipse, I decided to pull a card from this deck also for the collective. So before we get into the astrology of the week, before we even look at our stones of choice, let's settle in and do an empowered moment. So if you close your eyes, take a deep breath. Relax your body and clear your mind of all thoughts, and just breathe into the here and now, the present moment. Listening to the sound of my voice, if that helps you to center and ground, and visualize golden white light all around you. This is the golden white light of God's source energy, universe, unconditional love, protection, guidance. And take a deep breath in and breathe in that golden white light into every cell of your body. As you exhale, hold the intention that you're letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. And imagine now a grounding cord coming out of your root chakra, going down deep through the layers of Earth Mother Gaia, and connecting with her crystalline heart chakra in the center of the earth. And the next big inhale of breath that you take, you're breathing in Earth Mother Gaia's healing, nurturing elixir of light from her heart chakra. Let's breathe it in now. All the way up through the grounding cord. And as you exhale, it's being dispersed throughout all of your chakras and energy bodies. And shift your attention now to the idea of the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. New moons are about new beginnings. The eclipse magnifies and intensifies the energies of new beginnings. Aries is about planting new seeds, initiating new directions. And this new moon solar eclipse is connecting with Chiron, the wounded healer. So not only do we have initiation of new beginnings and the planting of new seeds, but we also have healing of the past, previous lifetime energies, old trauma energies, perhaps even childhood energies that we no longer need to carry as we get ready to take a big step forward in our evolution and growth. Hold in your mind an intention for the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. This eclipse that's going to activate new beginnings. What new beginnings would you like to activate? Let's focus on at least one of those things that you'd like to put energy towards. Perhaps it's a new job or career. Perhaps it's a new place to live. Perhaps it's new energies in your relationships, or perhaps it's a new relationship altogether. Maybe it's a newfound sense of confidence and courage within yourself. Hold that intention in your mind and your heart. And take in a deep breath now and breathe life into that intention. And as you exhale, imagine you're blowing that out to the universe, blowing that out to the angels of the higher realms to take and create magic and create miracles and create manifestation with those intentions. And let's take one last deep healing, cleansing, balancing breath. And when you feel ready and in your own time, you can open your eyes, returning to this time and place and space. And let's get ready to look at our stones of choice for that special message card a little bit later on. These are all special intention pendants, which you can find these and many, many more on my website. If you want to take a look and see what's available. This one, though, is Tangerine Aura Quartz. Tangerine Aura Quartz. And this one's wrapped in silver wire. It's Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 3, the number of creative self-expression and positive self-esteem. The qualities of the sign of Sagittarius for inspiration, imagination, and visualization. This one does have the energies of Chiron infused into it for healing past life wounds and traumas, and even past wounds and traumas, not just past life. The activation and balancing of the sacral chakra for self-worth and healthy sexuality. The energies of Archangel Raphael to heal the physical and emotional body. And Archangel Gabriel to assist with all forms of creativity and a life purpose that involves communication and the arts. All right, let's go ahead and look at stone number 2 here. This one is very powerful Lemurian seed record keeper quartz crystal. It's wrapped in silver wire. It's been Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 11, the number of the light worker. It also has infused into it the qualities of Aquarius for freedom and independence. The element of air, which is about communication and ideas. This one has Archangel Raziel's energy infused into it, the Archangel of divine magic, psychic abilities, alchemy, and divine wisdom and knowledge. And then the last stone of choice, and I chose this one because we are in the year of the dragon, right? In Chinese astrology, we're in the year of the dragon, and this is the week of the new moon solar eclipse in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. I just felt like it was going to activate those dragon energies. So this is dragon's blood jasper. This one is wrapped in gold wire, and it's Reiki infused with the qualities of the number 9, number to open the heart chakra to universal love and dissolve all fears of the past. But it also has infused into it the number 8, the number of courage, inner strength, and standing in one's personal power and truth. This one has the sign of Libra infused into it to bring balance to the masculine and feminine energies within oneself. The activation and balancing of all of the chakras, activation of the Kundalini energy, the energies of Archangel Michael for protection, releasing lower energies, and moving forward on your destiny path, as well as the connection to the mythical realm of the dragon energies. So again, our stones of choice are going to be the Tangerine Aura Quartz, the Clear Quartz Record Keeper Crystal, or the Dragon's Blood Jasper. Okay, so let's put those aside. Let's talk about the astrological energies of the week. We start out with that new moon solar eclipse on Monday, April 8th. It's at 19 degrees of Aries, so especially those of you that have planets or angle degrees around 19 degrees of Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn, and that would be give or take maybe 5 degrees either way. You're especially going to be affected by this eclipse, but everyone is going to be affected by this eclipse, just as you were with the full moon lunar eclipse we had at the end of March. These eclipses all land somewhere in our charts, and it's going to activate the energies of endings, which is more that full moon lunar eclipse we had, and new beginnings, which are new beginnings. But they can definitely, I feel like, be activating kind of both for the long duration of the effects of the eclipses. Now, this new moon solar eclipse in Aries, again, Aries is that first sign of the zodiac, so it's confidence and courage and independence and take charge and initiating and planting new seeds, and it wants to move forward fast and furious. But we are in a Mercury retrograde. Mercury went retrograde on April 1st, so last week. We're in the middle of this Mercury retrograde, which is kind of slowing things down a little bit because we need more information. We need to do a little bit of research. We need to kind of do this wait and see kind of thing to see how things start to unfold, especially because the eclipses tend to shake things up a little bit. And while it's shaking things up in the situations and circumstances around us, we don't really know what's going to happen next until kind of like the dust settles and we have, a little bit of a moment after the eclipses have occurred to see, understand, or feel what is going to transpire next. But this new moon solar eclipse is going to be connecting to Chiron, the wounded healer. Chiron talks about past life wounds and traumas, but also our past life gifts, talents, and abilities. It brings healing. He's known as the shaman. He's also known as the maverick. So you never know, what kind of energies Chiron's going to infuse you with. I think this is going to heal a lot of our sense of self, our self-identity, and that self-confidence that we talked about a little earlier. And really paying attention to what our wants and needs and desires are. Again, it's paying attention to the self. The new moon solar eclipse also connects to Mercury retrograde, which is also in Aries right now. And it's going to be about a week from today, when the eclipse occurs, that the sun will connect with Mercury retrograde. So I feel like, it's activating it during the eclipse, but it's within a week or week and a half time where there might be some further healing through communication that we have with others, or self-communication, or healing of our thoughts and perceptions that are going on. So for the next few days, be on the lookout for that. And then on Wednesday, the 10th of April, we have Mars, the warrior planet, the planet of energy, action, and forward movement. But right now he's being watered down a little bit because he's in the sign of Pisces. He's going to be connecting to Saturn in Pisces on Wednesday at 14 degrees. Now, Saturn rules on the shadow side, limitations, restrictions, delays. So again, Mars wants to activate. He's about forward momentum and motion. And coming, just after that new moon solar eclipse, there is a part of us that wants to take action, that wants to make something happen. But Mars in Pisces says surrender, trust, have faith, go with the flow, wait for divine timing. And it's kind of hard for Mars to wait for divine timing because, again, he's very action-oriented. But especially because he's connecting with Saturn, Saturn's going to, again, bring in this need to really patiently wait. Saturn can be about patience. And again, Saturn can be about delays. So there might be delays in communication and messages and information and guidance coming in. There might be delays of something kind of unfolding and manifesting and happening in our lives. And we just have to, because both of these planets are in Pisces, we just have to surrender. And we have to trust that everything is happening exactly as it's meant to and in the timing that it's meant to. And that's hard for us, right? Because our mental ego mind, wants to see results or wants to see clarity. And I just don't feel, especially with the eclipse energies being so strong, that we're going to receive that clarity right away. And then on Thursday, the 11th of April, is when the sun in Aries connects with Mercury retrograde in Aries. So this is, again, an initiation energy. It's a confident energy. It's a courageous energy. It is a bit of a take charge energy. So I feel like the sun can be an activator. So I feel like the sun is activating some sort of messages or communication or information, because it's connecting with that Mercury retrograde that deals with review and reevaluate and revise and research and all of those energies that's associated with the mental realm, where we're needing to kind of just take a little time, gather more bits and pieces of information before we're able to move forward in the way that we would like. So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides. So the first card here, let's turn that over, and we've got Major Arcana 4. This is the Emperor card. And this is interesting because the Emperor is usually about stability and security, but it seems like with this new moon solar eclipse happening, that it's shaking things up. So there is almost a feeling of a lack of stability and security. But the other way we can look at the Emperor is that there's a restructuring process taking place. And if we can keep our cool, and if we can stay grounded during the restructuring process of the Emperor card, then things are going to bode rather well for us, right? If we don't allow our mind, our lower mind, and our emotional body to get kind of taken on this wild roller coaster ride where we get all anxious and unsure, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and we have fears and whatnot. If we can stay grounded and calm and just knowing in that knowingness that, again, once the dust settles, and once Mercury turns back to direct motion, we're going to have more clarity about what the next step is to take and how to move forward. And in the process, or in the meantime, I guess is a better way to say it, in the meantime, we have to know without a doubt that the universe is conspiring on our behalf to restructure and realign the energies for us within situations and circumstances. So it might seem like everything's getting shaken up and things are unstable right now, and we have a lack of clarity and uncertainty about what's going to happen. But the universe knows what it's doing. And here, if we can just be the Emperor, right? If we can just be calm, cool, and collected, and be even in our own kind of authority, be our own authority, be in our own authority, and know that soon we'll be able to take charge like the leader that we are and make something happen. But right now we just need to stay grounded, and we just need to know that there's a restructuring process that's happening. Keep looking at what this is up here in kind of the corner here, and I have no idea. It almost looks like I don't know, it almost looks like, out in the Old West, when they putting a rack of horns on the wall, like you go hunting and whatnot. I have no idea what this is, if this is a bull head or what it is. And that would maybe make sense, because the Emperor can be, again, grounded like the bull, Taurus the bull. It can be patient like Taurus the bull. So maybe that is in fact a bull's head. I have no idea. Maybe some of you know. Maybe it says in the version of the deck that comes, or the booklet that comes with this deck, which I've never really looked at. You can also see that he's sitting here. Now we could either say that this might be a sun, so this might be part of the new moon solar eclipse energies that we're seeing. He's kind of leaning against it, like waiting to see, in a grounded way, what's going to happen from this new moon solar eclipse. Or is this a full moon? In which case, this is, 2 weeks from the 8th of April, we'll have a full moon. It'll be in Scorpio, and maybe this is giving us some timing indication. Like by the full moon 2 weeks from now, we'll have more of a sense of grounding, stability, a sense of security as the restructuring process shows us what's to come next. But either way, I feel like, if you take a look at this gentleman here, this Emperor, he's just in a serious, patient, waiting sort of mode about what's going to happen next. And there is some kind of golden light energies coming down from the universe. So, that's part of the energy of the realignment that the universal energies is assisting us with. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next card. Now, the next card came out, 2 cards kind of fell out together. And I asked Spirit if both of those cards were for like slot number 2, so to speak, and the universe said yes. So let's look at the first of those 2 cards. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Swords. Now, in numerology, the number 8 can be about career and authority and empowerment or power and control issues. The suit of swords is kind of a tough suit in the tarot because it deals with the mental mind, the ego mind, and some of the traps that we get into and the difficulties, that our mind proposes to us. And you can see the image here is of a woman looking at her reflection in the mirror, and she's all kind of tied up. She's got all these kind of like black birds around her. And so the black birds are messengers, and the fact that it's the color black, it doesn't always mean this necessarily, but in the context of this card, I would say the black birds are like her fears, her anxieties, the confusion she feels, the lack of clarity, because she's got a blindfold on and she can't really see what's happening, what's going on. She can't see the clarity. She can't see the messages from the universe or from spirit or from her own angels and guides. She feels stuck. She feels limited. She feels restricted. She feels like she's all bound and tied up and she doesn't know what to do, especially as far as making decisions, because the suit of swords is about thoughts, ideas, communications, information, which involves decision making. So I feel like she's a little bit stuck. She's feeling a little bit stuck right now and uncertain and disempowered. With that number 8 being about empowerment, it can just as well be about feeling disempowered, either within yourself or being disempowered by outside circumstances. But this one I feel is disempowerment within your own mind, that you're creating these fears that may not even be based in reality. And you might feel stuck, but it might be just the energies of the universe and all of these astrological energies happening right now that says, you know what, just wait a little bit. Just surrender and wait. And you might feel like you're stuck or restricted, but you're creating that with your own mind. Instead, shift the perspective and say, you know what, I'm just waiting for more information from the universe. I'm waiting for more communication or messages that will empower me to make the appropriate decisions and choices that I need to make next. The fact that she's kind of looking sort of at her reflection. Now it's interesting because this looks to me like the reflection, the mirrored reflection of her. Here she is here, but she doesn't have the blindfold on. And not even sure if she's got the restrictive, binds or the ties that are around her here. But as she's kind of, to me, this is talking about reflecting our fears maybe and anxieties onto others. So we might be having communications or interactions with other people, but we're projecting our own fears and anxieties. And through communication, it might seem like there's difficulties or challenges, but it's because you're projecting these fears or lower energies. So Mercury is retrograde, right? I mean, it's a good time to try to communicate during Mercury retrograde, but Mercury retrograde means you have to keep communicating. You have to keep reiterating, this is what I hear you saying, or this is what I'm trying to impart, and this is what I'm trying to say to you, to make sure that we're very clear about our own thoughts and emotions, and maybe we're not even clear ourselves. So to keep having those communications with the other person. I'm not sure how I'm feeling. I feel like, I'm over here, I'm over there. First I'm here, then I'm feeling this. And so just express that to somebody, hopefully within the context of a safe, loving relationship, right? And if you don't have that, then find a friend that you can speak to about what's going on for yourself. But this is about, eventually kind of untying the knots, unbinding yourself, taking off the blindfold to be able to see with clarity when the time comes, what comes next. Now the card that came out with that is another 8 card. This is the 8 of Cups. So now we're in the emotional realm, the emotional body. This is the mental body. This is the emotional body. And again, the 8 about empowerment, disempowerment. Again, it can be career, life purpose, life path, authority figures. All of these keywords go with the number 8. It's also the infinity sign when you turn it on its side, right? So we're needing to balance the masculine and the feminine, the give and take. We're needing to balance the idea of action and surrender at the same time. And the 8 of Cups, you can see the image of a woman kind of walking away. She's got her back turned to the water, which stands for our emotions, our emotional nature, and she's trying to walk away from something that's disempowering her on an emotional level, and she's walking towards the new sunrise. She might be a ways away from the new sunrise, but she's definitely walking towards it. She's leaving something behind. And the something she's leaving behind could be a circumstance or a situation, could be something that has to do with relationship matters, or at least something that she feels emotionally connected to. But this can also be walking away from old emotional patterns, emotional ways of feeling or reacting in certain situations and circumstances, and knowing that it's time to move on and move towards that horizon with that sun coming up over the horizon that's going to shine light upon a new day and bring a newfound sense of vitality and energy and confidence to where this person is going next. So let's look at the last card here. Okay, the last card is a great card. It's the Four of Wands, which is like the Four of Fire. And again, that number 4, it's interesting because the Emperor, which we started with, is the 4th major arcana. You can see the number 4. It's major arcana 4, which is about stability, security. Think of a box with 4 corners, right? The box sits solidly on the ground. It doesn't easily roll away or anything like that. It provides a solid foundation. If you had no furniture in your house, but you had a box in your house, you could set things on top of the box to give it structure and security. And so with the Four of Wands, there's this structure or security or groundedness within the spiritual realm, because the Wands suit is the suit of spiritual. And so we're restructuring our spiritual bodies through these eclipse energies and some of the other astrological energies happening. We're restructuring maybe different circumstances and situations that connect with our own spiritual growth and evolution. Now you can see that these women are like celebrating and dancing and happy, and this is often a card that deals with about home security, even relationship security, something again having a solid foundation. And you could almost say like it's the spiritual evolutionary growth of your soul, a restructuring of the soul energies. And it's like we're celebrating that. We're celebrating that we've evolved and moved through a trial or test, which can be indicated by these two 8 cards. We moved beyond those disempowering energies of the previous 2 cards. And I don't know that this is going to come to conclusion in this particular week, but I feel like this is where we're heading. Once the dust settles from the eclipses, and we've got, a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction coming up later on in the month, which we'll talk about later. But I feel like, this is where we're heading, a sense of security and groundedness and celebration of this newfound sense of this security and stability. There's going to be reason basically to celebrate coming up. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look at the special message card that I pulled earlier for everyone, for the collective. So this is Thoth Light Codes. And some people say Thoth or Toth, okay? But it says at the bottom, light initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic. And I just felt like this was a part of the Mercury retrograde cycle that we're in, as well as the eclipse energies, kind of activating these light codes, activating higher information and knowledge, giving us these spiritual messages or higher communications. Again, it's activating like divine magic. And so I feel like that's a great message for the collective. Listen to either conversations and communications that you're having with people around you, or what's going on with people around you, but also, and more importantly, listen to the messages, information, and guidance of your higher soul self, of your angels and guides, of the universe, the cosmos, the angelic realms. There's messages and downloads of information and activations that are coming in here right now. This is, again, a light code activation. So do a special ceremony on the new moon solar eclipse. okay? And it can even be the day after, whenever you have time. Light a candle, do a meditation, anything ceremony-wise that you're led or guided to do. And then maybe do a little journaling or automatic writing and see what kind of comes through that as far as messages. So I'm going to put that back in the deck in case somebody else gets that. But let's go ahead and take a look at your special message depending on your stone of choice. So the first stone of choice was the Tangerine Aura Quartz. Tangerine Aura Quartz people. Special message. Special message for Tangerine Aura Quartz people. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more because I didn't readily see anything catching my eye the first time I opened my eyes. So Tangerine Aura Quartz, Divine Truth. This one's catching my eye. So let's pull that out. And it says the halls of learning. Okay, so for the Tangerine Aura Quartz people, it says spirit guides, confirmation, and great lessons. So the halls of learning, you're going through some evolutionary growth cycle where you're really learning a lot about yourself, why you chose to incarnate in this time period, the family that you chose to incarnate with, the lessons you chose to incarnate with, relationship interactions where there's karmic lessons going on. There's a great, huge learning process taking place, most likely from these eclipses that we're having. So connect with your spirit guides. That's the first message it says at the bottom. Connecting with spirit guides, asking your spirit guides, what am I here to learn? Show me, tell me in a dream or tell me in meditation. Give me some sort of animal totem or visualization of what it is that I'm supposed to be learning. Confirmation. So you might have some sort of confirmation energies coming in. Again, messages, information, aha moments, revelations through this learning process, and great lessons. So knowing that, I feel like as you're walking through this hall of lessons here, the halls of learning, there's all these different doorways that you could move through, because I feel like there's more than one thing, more than one learning lesson that's going on for you at this time period or in this lifetime that's supposed to be paid attention to. But look at all the wonderful, beautiful gold and white light that's reflecting within the halls of learning. So I feel like you're graduating, right? I just feel like that golden energy is very regal, and you're going to be graduating to the next step in your evolution. You've learned, what you were supposed to learn in a certain cycle of energy or a certain situation, and you're ready to kind of move on. It's like confirmation that it's time to move on into the next step, the next direction, the next idea, the next experience for you. All right, let's put that back in the deck. And then the second stone of choice was the clear quartz Lemurian seed crystal. So special message for clear quartz Lemurian seed crystal. This one's calling my attention. And this one says Holy Grail. Ooh, I like that. Look at that. We got a cup, the cup of the Holy Grail. There's all this wonderful blessing energy kind of just pouring out of that cup. We've got, to me, this could indicate the solar eclipse, right? And fire sign Aries, that's activating something. It's activating these blessings. Let's see what it says at the bottom. Inner discovery. Well, Aries is the sign of the self, and it's all about the person, the individual, so inner discovery makes sense. Finding your sacredness, finding your sacred truth, finding your sacred gifts, right? This pouring out of the cup might be your gifts being activated. And then it says, you are what you seek. So what is it that you're seeking? Are you seeking abundance and blessings? Well, you are the abundance and blessings. Are you seeking new beginnings? You are the new beginning. You're the one that activates the new beginnings. Are you seeking magic? You are the magic. So, you are what you seek here. And this is just a beautiful, vibrant, positive card with all that golden energy. It's interesting because the halls of learning, the first card, had a lot of golden energy activating the solar plexus chakra, personal power. This one has a lot of golden energy activating the solar plexus chakra of personal power. Got a little bit of orange energy in there too. So the sacral chakra of creative self-expression is also activated. But this is a highly positive card. So let's look at the last stone of choice, which was the Dragon's Blood Jasper. So special message for Dragon's Blood Jasper. Nothing popping up yet. Dragon's Blood Jasper, people. Special message this week. Okay. I'm going to pull these cards and I'm going to put them face down because there's two of them that caught my eye, and I'm going to divine with my fingers. Let's see, this one. Okay, so we're going to put that one back without even looking because card number 2 was the one. It says higher heart activation. Higher heart activation. And there's a portal here. So, with the eclipses, we're always moving through into a portal of energy with these eclipses. And here we're moving into higher heart activation. And it's interesting because Aries is the sign of the individual, the self, but the previous eclipse that we had was a lunar eclipse in Libra, which is the sign of the other, the partner, the other individuals in our life that we have a one-on-one relationship with. So this is doing something about activating the higher heart, unconditional love, universal love, compassion, higher understanding, forgiveness, which is very interesting because it's an Aries eclipse, but it is connected to Chiron, the wounded healer. So maybe this is a higher heart activation for unconditional love of self, unconditional compassion for self or towards self, unconditional forgiveness towards self. Let's see what it says at the bottom. Dropping your shields. So it has that feeling like, you've had some negative self-talk or negative self-worth issues, not real confident within yourself, I'm not good enough kind of issues. And Chiron, the wounded healer, coming in with this eclipse is helping to heal some of this so that you do love yourself a little bit more. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit, hopefully a lot more. You're loving yourself more. You're having more compassion towards yourself. You're paying attention to your wants, needs, and desires. And you're dropping your shields of protection against others. Like maybe you haven't let love in, like true love. Maybe you've been in relationships, but perhaps they weren't good ones because you didn't feel worthy and deserving of it. So as you drop your shields and open up that higher heart activation of unconditional love towards self, you can allow real, true, unconditional love to come to you from other people. So you're dropping those shields, and it says divine love, and your heart is healed. So yes, this is a real heart chakra healing that's going on right now. And we do have, some semblance of that golden yellow energy activating your personal power. But to me, there's this more, it's kind of like a pinky energy, right, of the heart. It almost looks like a coral energy. And coral to me would be kind of the combination of the sacral chakra and the heart chakra, the orange sacral and we could say the pink heart. I know the heart chakra is often seen as green, but it's also seen as pink. So here we've got the unconditional love of the heart, the pink, and we've got the sensuality and the goddess energy of the sacral chakra that's being activated, the orange, which is creating kind of this pinky coral sort of energy with a lot of the golden kind of highlights of moving you into your goddess personal power or your higher heart personal power here. So allow that higher heart chakra activation and move through this portal with these eclipses into a new beginning, everyone. So I hope you've enjoyed this weekly energy forecast. I send you all lots of love and light and blessings and higher activations from the higher realms until we see each other for next week. And also, if you haven't watched the monthly for April, my monthly energy forecast, be sure to go to my YouTube channel and watch the monthly for April. Sending you all many blessings, everyone. Namaste.